Hey chickadees, it's Monday and the start of a new vlog. I can rub some things off of my board. Woo! So for the LARP, I got the curtain done, I got the veil done. Didn't get the hood done, but I can do that before E1 next year. And then I have everything else left. I have literally just been in a sewing hole with the LARP stuff, so I haven't got any of that finished. I'm going to carry on with it today. So I have the bodice here and the lining for the 1870s dress, and I'm going to cut out the sleeves out of the blue twill here. And then I am going to put the skirt together. I've got the lining stitched in and the arms or the sleeves stitched in. I've tried it on and I'm going to re-sew the back seams slightly smaller, about 1/4 of an inch, just to give me a slight bit more wiggle room in the shoulders. And then the skirt portions, I have basically just cut out rectangles, 3 rectangles, stitched them all together, and then I have hemmed the bottom of them. It needs an iron, everything needs an iron, but I've hemmed the bottom and then I just need to gather the top. I'm just going to do that with a running stitch on the machine. Then I just need to gather the top. I'm still not 100% sure whether I'm going to have the placket and the opening in the front. That would be nice because it would carry on from the buttons. But then that means I have a seam down the front, and I'm not a fan of seams down the centre front. But if I have it at the back, then I should probably keep the bodice and the skirt separate. And I don't know how that's going to work with like the top lifting up and things like that. So I'm probably going to have a look at more extant examples, see where they had the seams, and go from there basically. So tonight I'm going to call it for the day and I will be back tomorrow. Hey chickadees, it's Friday. I haven't filmed much over the last few days because I've just been really tired. I think I've had kind of like a delayed empire come down, and I had a few kind of black dog days. Didn't want to film. I have been in and doing stuff. So what I have got finished-ish is the 1870s bodice. The only thing left to do on this one is to put the buttons. I've ordered some coverable buttons. They should be arriving in a couple of days. And then just to finish the cuffs. And then the skirt, as I said the other day, is basically one big one big rectangle. And I have hemmed it. It's ironed. I just need to put the gathering stitches in the top and gather it down. I'm probably going to gather it down over my hoop skirt for my firefly dress, and then underneath there's going to be a couple of petticoats, but I still need to make those petticoats. So for now I'm just going to use the hoop skirt because it's not horrifically wide. It'll be wide enough for what I would like it to be. And then the other thing I did yesterday was to make another mock-up of the shirtwaist, the 1890s, this one here. So another mock-up of the body, and it's looking a lot better. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make up a mock-up of these sleeves because I altered these slightly and took some, I can't think of the word, some fabric out of the sleeves. And then I'm also going to make a mock-up of probably, I can't remember which sleeve it is out of these ones. I think it might be these ones up here. I'm going to make up a mock-up of these Hey Chickadees, it's Monday. When I left you last Friday, I was continuing with my mock-up of the 1890s shirtwaist. I've still got a few things to alter on it, but I'm pretty close to having it done. But I wanted to show you guys these sleeves. This is from the sleeve pack from the 1890s that I got in a kittenish behaviour pattern swap. And I am loving these sleeves. Like, when I was making them I was a bit unsure, but now that I've got them on, like, I just love them. I don't know what it is, but I just love them. They're a bit short, like all truly Victorian sleeves. I have to add a good 2 inches, so this is where they sit, or they should be sitting, just there. But as you can see, it doesn't even like come up to my shoulder, the top, so I have to add a good 2 inches. But yeah, I thought I'd show you these because they're just fabulous. I love them so much. Hey Chickadees, it's Thursday. I haven't filmed a lot, but I have been busy. So when I left you on Monday, I had finished the mock-up for the shirtwaist, and I got it cut out of the polka dot fabric that I have, and I really wanted to cut it out of all the fabrics that I'm planning to make shirts out of, but I figured that because I made a mistake with my corset covers and, you know, cut them out before I'd properly made a mock-up and things like that, and they turned out not quite right, I just thought I'd play it super safe and just make one up and see how it turns out. So that's going to live to the side for the moment. I'm not going to get around to that quite yet. And then I made 1/2 inch buttons for the bodice. That is all ready to be finished, which is quite exciting. And then yesterday I also worked on the skirt. Now I've been going back and forth trying to decide whether to have the opening at the front and attach it to the bodice, but then I end up with a seam down the front. I really don't like seams down the front, and I've had a look at a couple of like extant examples, and some do have seams down the front, some don't. But then I saw one which had, in a museum collection, it was a separate skirt and 2 bodices. There was like a ball gown bodice and a pagoda sleeve bodice, so a day bodice. And I thought, well, that makes my decision, you know, final. I'm gonna have the opening at the back and have no seam at the front, but that does mean that I have to turn all of these pleats around the other way, because I've pleated it as if the opening was at the front. But that's easy. This line here is where the bottom of the bodice sits, so all I have to do is, when I sew these into place, I just have to turn them round and I can neaten them at the same time and everything like that. So it's not the end of the world, it's just a bit fiddly. That kind of doesn't seem that much for saying I've been busy, but yeah, that's what I've been working on. But today I have to work on something completely different, because you know how great I am at doing that. But it is James's birthday next week, so I need to make him some bits and bobs for his birthday. We usually just, you know, we don't really celebrate birthdays like hugely, but we give each other little bits and bobs. So yeah, that's what I'm going to be working on today. I also forgot to say that I washed this fabric. This is something I've had in my selling stash for a while. Not sure who it's by, but it's just like this woven thin or light to medium for floral fabric, and I, you know, when I looked at it I didn't think anything of it, but now that I've cut out the pattern for this, I'm like, I can totally see a shirtwaist in this fabric. So that's washed, and so that's going to go on my shelf to eventually become a shirtwaist. And I've been looking at broderie anglaise as well to make a super kind of froofy, ruffled, delightful early Edwardian style shirtwaist. These are the presents for James. He does sometimes watch the vlog, so I'll just make sure it goes up super late on Tuesday because his birthday's on Wednesday. They are the Bruce boxes from freesewing.org, and I'll link that down below for you. He's got a couple of pairs of these already, but he just wants more. This fabric here is the fabric I got from Cheltenham with my big fabric haul. It's just this nice cotton jersey with stripes on it. And then this is a Marl jersey that I got from Minerva Crafts a while ago. There's only one pair of these because I made myself some underwear, which you've probably seen if you're on my Instagram, out of this fabric. So there's only enough for one pair of these. And then also from Cheltenham I got just a black cotton jersey. But I could only, for some reason, get one pair out of that. I'm not sure whether it was just a bit narrow or something. So that's all ready for Wednesday, and now I'm going to go home, though it is raining. So I may end up looking like a drowned rat once I get there.